Hey everybody, okay, so I'm coming to you today from the Lee tract. I told y'all wrong the other day. We're actually on the Lee tract. I got the last name wrong. So, what I'm doing, I'm working this little poplar thicket right here. It's along the edge of their pasture. And I've already cut a couple up through there. And the timber here is not real big. It's a lot of young poplars, but there is a few like this one. And y'all, the way I'm doing it is taking my tape measure. I've got a diameter measurement on this side and a footage measurement on that side. I'm just going up, starting at about breast height, like right in there. Go around the tree, measure it. If it measures 18 inches or better, I take it, and if it don't, I'm leaving it. And in some cases, if it measures over 18 inches and it's going to tear up a lot of stuff following it, then I'm going to leave it, because there's a lot of young poplar in here. And then across that back pasture down the hill is a good bit more timber, but the problem is we've had a lot of rain the last couple days, so I can't get up and down the hill back there real good. So I decided to come back out here on the high ground and cut for a few days, and I just wanted to get some video of that. And here's a tree I'll show y'all. This one, I'm not sure, it's a crooked thing, and it won't make but 1 or 2 logs. That's the sad part of it. But I was going to show y'all how I do this with this tape measure, if I can get around it. It's got a lot of briars and stuff on it. But anyway, I take my tape measure and stick it in the tree right there at breast height. And you always want to measure at breast height. That's important. Come around here. And then right along in there is where we're at. So I'm going to take my nail out. And then, see, y'all can see that's 16 inches. So this tree, it'll stay. You know, after you've done this a while, you can kind of pick out which ones is going to make it and which ones ain't. And they've kind of left this up to me on what I take and what I leave. And I've done it enough now, you know, I know about what size we need to cut to make so many logs, because it's going to neck down as you go up. And if you cut a 16-inch tree at breast height, you're only going to get 1 or 2 logs out of it, because the mill don't want anything under 11 inches for saw logs. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of let y'all know what I'm doing. You know, or normally a logging company is going to have foresters that will go in, they will scout the timber, they will mark the timber, they will estimate the timber on what is there, the footage, and then, you know, timber companies will bid on it, and then the highest bidder gets the timber, and it's already marked, and all the loggers has got to do is go in and cut the timber. But for me, it's a little bit different. I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I do most all of it. I do the forester part. I go in and mark, scout the trees, scout the timber, I mark the timber. Then it's up to me to get roads put in, so we can get in and out and have a way to get the logs out, as well as getting the mules in. It's kind of up to me to do that part. And I'm also the timber cutter, and I'm also the skidder man, and I'm also the truck driver. So I'm a one-man show, and that's why my videos don't come out real fast. You know what I mean? It's a slow operation, but I don't have a lot of overhead, and that allows me to keep going. So anyway, I'm gonna set y'all up here and let y'all watch me cut this poplar here, and then we'll go through and limb it and buck it up. Hope y'all enjoy it.
Now y'all, whenever I first start cutting a tree, the first thing I do is kind of swamp rim it, get everything out of my way. And as you can see, there's a low limb here growing out of this tree. First thing I'm gonna do is cut that limb out of my way. And then I'm gonna clean up around it. So I've got a clear escape path. And then I'll make my knots, bore cut it, And whenever I've got a good clear path, I'll cut the tab on the back and release it. And I had to get this little old limb out of y'all's way so y'all can see what's going on. And I hope sometime soon to have another camera where I can actually mount it on my hard hat, and then y'all can see a little bit better about what I'm doing. This ain't the best view, but it's about the best I can do right now. Now, I'm wanting this tree to go out in the pasture, and as you saw me there, I looked up. I was assessing the side lean, left to right. I know it's got a little bit of head lean, so we're not going to have to wedge it or anything like that. It'll fall right out in the pasture. Now, y'all don't be too hard on my saw. My wife actually bought me a new Oregon chain grinder for Father's Day and for my birthday, and I'm going to share that with y'all a little bit later once I learn how to use it a little bit better. But I've got my drags a little bit too low here, and it's taking a little too hard of a bite, so I'm having to be real easy with it. And even then, it's you know, it's biting here and there, so y'all just kind of ignore it. We'll do better next time. Now y'all here I'm assessing the side lean again, and when you bore cut you always want to start on the bad side and end up on the good side. In other words, on the side that's got the lean, that's the side you want to start on, so that way you don't pinch your saw when you're boring through, because sometimes it will set down on your saw if you start on the good side, or the uphill side I guess you could call it. It'll set down on your saw if you ain't careful, so I've just made it a habit to start on the bad side or the downhill side and work around to the good side. And I'll cut it about halfway through around to the back, and then I'll pull out and go to the other side, and then I'll bore in and set my hinge and then come around to the back. And then once I've assessed the situation and made sure everything's out of the way, I'll snip the holding wood on the back, and down she'll come. I'm going to take just a quick minute and make sure I got a good clear path to get out of the way whenever this thing starts to go. Now y'all, logging statistics state that most fatalities timber cutters face are within 15 feet of the stump, 80%. So if you can get outside of that 15-foot zone while felling a tree, your chances of survival increases dramatically. And see, I'm getting out of the way there. I don't look at it. All right, now here we're gonna buck out some logs. I've already got the butt log cut. I'm gonna finish bucking out the logs here, and it ain't grading all that great. It's fair, but it's not great. It's got some defects in it. Most of these are gonna be number 1 logs. But I'm bucking the logs out here, and then when I get to the top where it stops at, when it necks down under 11 inches, I'll top it right there. Then I'll cut the rest of the limbs off to let it lay flat. That's kind of the agreement I had with the landowner, that I would cut the limbs where they lay flat, and then, you know, later on they'll come in and clean up the tops.
Whew. All right, y'all. Let me get my earplugs out. I don't want to yell at you. I just wanted to kind of show y'all, you know, what I have to do day to day. It's not just about driving a pair of mules or a pair of horses or caring for horses or mules, you know, or log trucks or whatever. It's a whole lot of stuff combined. I mean, here I've got this poplar. It's bucked up, it's ready to go. It ain't the prettiest tree in the world, but it'll do. It will stack up some footage, which is what we're after. Little by little, we'll get a load. And what I'd normally try to do is come in and cut at least 2 or 3 loads and have ready when the mules get here. Because to be honest with y'all, the mules, they're pretty doggone efficient and they go pretty quick, you know. The timber moves pretty quick when the mules get here. So that part's easy. It's all this other crap that's hard and makes you sweat and tired and makes you sleep good at night. But anyway, thank y'all for hanging out with me. And for all the new subscribers that have came over, I appreciate every one of you, as well as the ones that always watch our channel. And the ones of you watching now, thank y'all. I appreciate everything you do. And I hope y'all have a good night. Take care.